Hey everyone! If you enjoyed this video, the full version is available on Patreon. I'll be uploading all my content there going forward.
Chapter 1 Qin State, Jiangxia Region, Guangling City. This is the 20th year since the Undying Domain invaded the water sphere and opened the passage between the human, god, and demon realms. Students, I hope that in the upcoming talent-based career certification process, you will be able to recognize your skill level and your own style. Those who land great careers shouldn't be arrogant, and those who land ordinary ones shouldn't be discouraged. Everyone has their own unique talents, and whatever those talents may be, the principal believes you will all have a bright future. After the three realms of humans, gods, and demons became interconnected, the demon race launched a massive invasion of the human race. Although the gods were willing to come to the rescue, they also caused the human race to pay a heavy price. Fortunately, there is always a way out. After the Undying Domain invaded the water planet, a large number of humans successfully unlocked various supernatural abilities under the interference of the domain's laws. Humans categorize these talents according to their uses, dividing them into various professions. There are combat types, support types, mage types, and various other classes. Thanks to the emergence of these superhumans, humanity has finally achieved a delicate balance with the gods and demons. 20 years have passed, and the recognition of various talent-based professions has become quite comprehensive. For the children of Qin today, the talent and career certification upon graduating from high school has become almost the most crucial exam in their lives. It determines how high you will go in life and what social class you will reach. Listening to the principal's nonsense on the stage, Zhang Yuan didn't pay any attention. He simply moved the gauze over his eyes slightly to make his vision clearer. Zhang Yuan, don't think that good grades make you anything special. Ain't nobody like you. If you ever amount to anything, I'll rip my head off and use it as a football. Like father, like son. The homeroom teacher gave Zhang Yuan a disdainful sneer, then turned and flirted with the male teachers. After the homeroom teacher left, the other students began to whisper about Zhang Yuan. What happened to Zhang Yuan? He was fine yesterday, how come he's like this today? I heard some thugs overturned his mother's food cart, and he got into a fight with them. You have no sense of propriety. At a critical juncture, what can't you tolerate? Zhang Yuan's mother sells snacks? No wonder, she always looks so poor. What good career can you expect from such a lowly family? Ridiculous. Exactly, that's right. But this kid really studies hard, he's number one in the whole school. We can't argue with that. No matter how hard you study, you'll just be a small-town exam taker, right? Ha, do you really think you can turn your life around? The student's words were like sharp blades, piercing Zhang Yuan's ears again and again. The sarcastic remarks made the boy clench his fists, but he quickly loosened them again. He chuckled self-deprecatingly, his expression unchanged. He had heard this kind of mockery countless times over the years. Hard work alone cannot earn you respect from others. Yuanzi, are your eyes all right? Mo Taiping, Zhang Yuan's good friend, ran to Zhang Yuan's side and put his arm around Zhang Yuan's shoulder. Much better, last night, thank you. Mo Taiping chuckled and leaned close to Zhang Yuan's ear. Don't pay attention to the homeroom teacher's nonsense. I've always thought you were capable. You'll definitely get a great job in this professional certification. Then I'll take your kind words. Brother Ping's reputation is impeccable, honest, and trustworthy, but I wasn't the only one pooling money to bail you out last night. Look, Mu Babing, that girl is shy and doesn't like to talk much, so you'd better remember that. Mo Taiping gestured with his lip forward. Zhang Yuan turned his head and saw a cold and beautiful girl at the front of the crowd. She glanced at Zhang Yuan casually, but quickly turned back after Zhang Yuan noticed. Last night, if Mo Taiping and Mu Babing hadn't pooled their money, Zhang Yuan would probably still be locked up in the detention room. Students, the professional certification exam is about to begin. Please line up in an orderly fashion and enter one by one. Even if you feel overwhelmed, please leave immediately so as not to delay other students. The base for professional certification has been set up, and the Qin military representatives are in place. The military will recruit outstanding combat professionals to its ranks as soon as possible. Now, begin. On the playground, the spirit stone was placed in the very center of the array base. Soon, obscure and difficult to understand runes spread out from the center of the array base to all directions. Driven by the runes, beams of light descended from the sky, forming a natural isolation platform. Next, as students walk into the pillar of light one by one and pass the pillars review and testing, their special abilities will be activated, and they will undergo career recognition. Class 1 students, please line up and enter the pillar of light in order. A few minutes later, Zhang Xiaoxiao awakens her accounting talent, becomes a certified professional accountant, talent level, C. Su Hao awakens his security talent, is certified as a security guard, talent level, D. After each student comes out, they must release their supernatural ability in an open space to the side, and the teacher will record it. Zhang's face turned red, and with a strong effort, a huge virtual abacus appeared in front of her. Being an accountant is great. I'll never have to worry about food and drink again. That's right. Su Hao, next in line, also turned red in the face and strained even harder. A rubber baton and a walkie-talkie appeared in front of him. This kid is usually so loud and boisterous, he's definitely got the makings of a security guard. There's a security guard needed in my neighborhood, I can introduce him to someone tomorrow. I hope there will be more jobs like this, so we can earn more commission when we introduce people to these jobs. Who says otherwise? The teachers meticulously recorded each student's special abilities and planned their future employment. Soon, more than half of the students had completed the verification process. Everyone present seemed to be in a good mood, except for the military representative, whose eyes looked increasingly impatient. Principal, your school's foundation is rather weak, you haven't even released a single combat-related class yet. Please don't worry, wait a little longer, just a little longer. The principal wiped away his cold sweat. How could he not know that the Cultural Affairs Bureau's annual evaluation of principals did not take into account these job titles and occupations? Only with a sufficient number of certified combat professions can he guarantee that he will be assigned to a better region as principal next year. Yuanzi, I'm off. Wait and see what kind of crazy moves I'll pull off. Soon, it was Mo Taiping's turn to be certified by the light pillar. He happily walked towards the light pillar, and before entering, he didn't forget to give Zhang Yuan a thumbs up. Come on! Zhang Yuan turned to look at Mu Beibing. She and Mo Taiping had gone in together, but her expression wasn't as excited as Mo Taiping's. However, Zhang Yuan could sense that she was still a little nervous. Just before entering the certification pillar, the military representative suddenly looked up and glanced at the pillar where Mu Beibing was located. Representative, what brings you here? There's a young girl who seems to have good mental strength, maybe she can bring some unexpected surprises. Soon, the beam of light swirled and radiated light, but after a moment of calm, the light suddenly became extremely dazzling. Zhang Yuan craned his neck and looked carefully in the direction of the pillar of light. That dazzling pillar of light was precisely where Mo Taiping was located. Mo Taiping awakens the Hurricane Warrior talent, class classification, Combat Vanguard, talent level A. I did it. I finally did it. The beam of light opened, and Mo Taiping happily ran out of it, even forgetting to unleash his powers on the playground. However, the teachers didn't care, because soon an even more dazzling beam of light overshadowed him. Mu Beibing awakens Nightmare Mage type talents, class classification, Combat Mid Lane Mage, talent level, S tier. Oh my god! It's S rank! Oh my god! Holy crap! I'm rich! The moment the S-level voice rang out, the principal jumped up from his chair, several buttons popping off his tailored suit shirt due to his large belly. Mu Babing is amazing. She actually awakened her mage talent. Nightmare Mage, just hearing that name tells you he's something special. Nonsense, an S-rank talent. Even if the talent is driving an excavator, it'll be the most awesome excavator ever. Mu Babing stepped out of the pillar of light, her expression still calm, though her hands were trembling slightly, probably because she hadn't yet recovered from her joy. The military representative stood up immediately and quickly walked to the two men. Mage-type classes are the most sought-after classes in combat teams. They can deal damage, heal teammates, provide support, and some mages are even proficient in formations and mental attacks. During the First Great War between humans, gods, and demons at the foot of the Undying Mountain, it was thanks to the arrival of a level 99 Archmage during Halloween that the human race managed to turn the tide of the war. Congratulations! Your talents will bring security and a stable livelihood to all the people of Qin. The military representatives had clearly done a lot of work in winning him over, and with their enthusiastic encouragement, Mo Taiping immediately became ambitious. Mo Taiping, brother, are you planning to have us join the army? Military representative, of course. Mo Taiping, are the military subsidies high? Military representative, it's definitely high. Mo Taiping, if I join the army, will I have a uniform as handsome as yours? Military representative, we absolutely must have it. Clearly, Mo Taiping had already given his answer, but Mu Babing remained silent. She turned to look at Zhang Yuan, who was preparing to step into the pillar of light. Zhang Yuan, keep going. You absolutely must keep going. Zhang Yuan is about to receive his official certification. He took a deep breath and stepped into the pillar of light. He knew he had to win, he had to give his mother a better life. Everyone who paid attention to him, everyone who mocked him, including his teachers, no one is paying attention to him now. He stood there, waiting quietly. Within the pillar of light, a power burst forth from within Zhang Yuan's body, and his meridians seemed about to burst from its bulge. Ah! With a painful roar, all eyes turned to Zhang Yuan. Chapter 2. Suddenly, the beam of light changed color with Zhang Yuan's roar, and ghostly mist began to spread across the sky. On the earth, a crack opened up beneath Zhang Yuan's feet, and the nether fire from the ground burst forth from the crack, gathering all over Zhang Yuan's body. In an instant, Zhang Yuan seemed to be engulfed by the nether fire. At the same time, the pillar of light began to shatter into pieces as the flames continued to rise. Strange phenomena in the heavens and earth, could it be an SS-level talent? Ignoring the need to win over Mu Babing, the military representative rushed to the pillar of light. A shield, symbolizing the soldier's protection, materialized around him, shielding him from the scorching flames. He definitely has SS-level talent. I just wonder what his class will be. Within the ghostly flames, Zhang Yuan seemed to be lost in thought. In his mind, lines of virtual text appeared before his eyes. Personalized class, Ghost Rider. Personalized occupation is a separate category of occupational recognition. Generally speaking, Zhang Yuan is the only person in the entire human race with this kind of profession. It's unlikely that someone could reactivate this kind of superpower unless a year after Zhang Yuan's death. The Undying Realm is like a game, the kind of game where you can't figure out the rules. This idiot. Has he really suddenly become a genius? No way. Could there be an error with the authentication? Even SS-level talent doesn't guarantee a good life. These days, connections are still key. Screw you. SS level. You idiot, just because you're clueless doesn't mean we are. Zhang Yuan awakens the Ghost Rider talent, class classification, combat god of slaughter, talent level, SS. The confirmation announcement effectively defined Zhang Yuan's profession. From the underground fissure, a heavy motorcycle engulfed in flames suddenly flew out, and a protective suit resembling a leather jacket and pants automatically covered Zhang Yuan's body. At the same time, an iron chain engraved with runes appeared in Zhang Yuan's palm, but it quickly contracted into his body. Zhang Yuan emerged from the nether fire, gripping the handlebars of the motorcycle. The nether fire extinguished automatically, and Zhang Yuan absorbed the motorcycle and leather jacket into his body. Good lad, after all these years, our Guangling city has finally produced an SS rank combat class. The military representative walked up to Zhang Yuan, looking at him with a smile. What are your special combat abilities? Would you like to demonstrate them now? Ordinary professions' special abilities can only be called skills, but combat professions like this will generally have their own special combat techniques. Similar to an SS level talent, you will also receive a varying number of items, such as Zhang Yuan's battle suit, motorcycle, and chains. Please wait a moment. Zhang Yuan nodded, he still held the military in high esteem. He closed his eyes and checked his current job information. Name, Zhang Yuan. Class, Ghost Rider. Nature, Exclusive. Level, 1. Strength, 100. Agility, 100. Spirit, 100. Physical condition, excellent. Equipment, Ghost Chariot, Hellfire Leather Jacket, Soul Binding Chains. Summoning Space, 10 slots. Special abilities, Netherflame, Fire-based skill, deals significant damage to dark attribute classes, Rapid Soul Lock, attack skill, can lock down both tangible and intangible enemies, and can be used in conjunction with Netherflame for damage. Meditation, mental skill, used for tracking and exploration. After reading it, Zhang Yuan opened his eyes, and with a thought, the netherworld flame immediately enveloped his entire body. The soul-locking iron chains shot out and automatically recognized him, binding him directly to the military representative. According to the feedback from the soul-locking chain, Zhang Yuan learned that the military representative was now the most threatening person to him around him. Impressive combat skills. I'd really like to experience them for myself. Seeing that the combat technique was directly targeting him, the military representative became interested. After being chained, he immediately unleashed his own supernatural combat technique. Soldiers trampled. A powerful force erupted from his body, directly blasting Zhang Yuan's soul-locking chains away. However, the nether flame on the soul-locking chains was still burning on the military representative's body. At this point, because his profession was verified, Zhang Yuan was able to see the information about the military representative. Name, Shen Sui. Occupation, Tiger Warrior. Level, 31. So he's a level 31 expert. No wonder he can be a military representative. It took Shen Sui a full minute to finally remove the nether flame from his body. Kid, you're interesting. I wonder what you're like. Shen Sui extinguished the netherworld flames on his body and was just about to say a few words to Zhang Yuan. Suddenly, Zhang Yuan clutched his head, and his whole body began to tremble violently. Kid. Are you all right? Shen Sui wanted to step forward to help, but the netherworld flame seemed to have activated its automatic protective mechanism. Anyone who gets close will be attacked by the nether flame. Oh my god! You have to hang in there, classmate. I finally got an SS level student, please don't let this happen. The principal stood aside, muttering to himself, seemingly praying for Zhang Yuan. But no one present knew what was wrong with Zhang Yuan. Only Zhang Yuan himself knew that the entire scene of the school was now vividly displayed before his eyes. Everyone, every sound, every expression, Zhang Yuan could even smell their scents. Wait, what's this taste like? Zhang Yuan suddenly raised his head and flung the soul-locking chain outwards. The soul-locking chains, imbued with netherworld flames, shot out and quickly attacked their homeroom teacher. Zhang Yuan! What are you doing? The homeroom teacher didn't expect that Zhang Yuan, who had just completed his professional certification, would immediately target himself. Her face darkened, and she quickly turned around, attempting to evade Zhang Yuan's attack. However, the soul-locking chain's rapid soul-locking effect bound her tightly. Ah! The scorching heat of the Netherflame caused the homeroom teacher to wail in agony. Zhang Yuan! What are you doing? Even in today's civilized world, killing one's teacher remains a grave moral sin. Even if Zhang Yuan is an SS-level talent user, he will still be subject to moral judgment by the Qin government. Ah! Ignoring everything else, Zhang Yuan let the Netherflame burn on the homeroom teacher's body. Soon, under the scorching heat of the Netherflame, the homeroom teacher revealed his true form. As wisps of dark mist rose, the homeroom teacher transformed into a giant spider with a human face. She broke free of the soul-locking chains, brandishing her 8 legs as she charged towards Zhang Yuan, spitting out poisonous threads in an attempt to restrain him. You're actually a member of the demon race. The homeroom teacher revealed his true form, transforming into a human-faced spider from the demon race. Shen Sui quickly activated his supernatural power, conjuring a soldier's armor and wielding a light energy blade, and took the lead in blocking the poisonous threads for Zhang Yuan. Students, everyone, quickly evacuate the playground. The brutality of the demon race is something you often hear about in the news, even if you haven't witnessed it in real life. Children are children after all, and it's inevitable that they will feel flustered. Chapter 3. The departure was chaotic, with countless people trampling on the crowd. I never imagined that after hiding for so long, a mere kid would discover me. The homeroom teacher smiled sinisterly, his demonic energy clashing with Shen Sui's, the two locked in a fierce battle. You're courting death. You demon beast, how dare you venture into the heart of my great Qin? Since you're here, then stay. Shen Sui's entire body surged with energy, and massive armored warriors appeared behind him, then lined up in a row and charged towards the human-faced demon spider. What a formidable warrior! Heh, if we were in battle, I might fear you somewhat, but on your own, you couldn't possibly stop me. The human-faced spider soared into the air, its entire body suspended in mid-air, with wisps of black mist spreading downwards. The black fog clearly contained a large amount of toxins. Despite Shen Sui's best efforts to resist, some students who were unable to escape collapsed to the ground from the poisonous fog. Monster! Don't be so arrogant! Hey! What are you all still standing here for? Zhang Yuan and the other two did not leave, but hoped to see if they could be of any help. Get out of here! Don't stay here any longer! Seeing that Zhang Yuan and the other two were still standing there, Shen Sui hurriedly urged them on. Shen Sui knew that even if he fought the human-faced demon spider, they would only be evenly matched. However, he has no way to protect these 3 people right now, and he would be heartbroken if anything happened to them. 1 S rank and 1 double S rank. Even if I die here, I can't let anything happen to them. Zhang Yuan glanced at Mu Beibing, who nodded and then closed her eyes. A powerful spirit materialized behind Mu Beibing. A nightmare has arrived. This is Mu Beibing's special combat skill. The magic spirit made hand seals, and a white beam of light directly pierced into the head of the human-faced demon spider. In an instant, the human-faced spider's eyes began to glaze over. There's hope. Seeing his opportunity, Shen Sui didn't dare to delay. He moved closer, ready to cut the human-faced spider down with his blade. Hiss 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 hiss. Unfortunately, even with her vacant gaze, the poisonous mist within her body seemed to form a defensive wall, preventing Shen Sui from getting close for a time. Mr. Shen! I'm here to help you. Mu Beibing's body began to tremble, and a sickly paleness appeared on her face. With a silent vow, the Netherflame on Zhang Yuan's body spread rapidly once more. Gritting his teeth, he unleashed the Netherflame into the sky. Under Zhang Yuan's forceful urging, the Netherworld flame quickly burned away much of the poisonous mist. Well done! Taking advantage of the opportunity created by Zhang Yuan and Mu Beibing, Shen Sui finally plunged the tip of his knife into the body of the human-faced demon spider. No! In the final moment, Mu Beibing could no longer hold on. She knelt on the ground, her face pale, and the magical spirit behind her had disappeared. However, the human-faced spider, now fully conscious, was no longer able to withstand Shen Sui's attack. Pfft! With a single slash, a large amount of dark green blood flew down from the sky. After a few cuts, the human-faced spider was chopped into 8 pieces by Shen Sui. But before she died, a demonic thought shot out of her body and disappeared without a trace. Her head, with her eyes wide open, rolled to Zhang Yuan's feet. Despite his weakness, Zhang Yuan smiled and kicked her away. Surprisingly, it felt pretty good underfoot, tracing an elegant arc in midair before crashing directly into a trash can on the playground. Soon, military combat teams surrounded the entire school, and all the poisoned students were sent to the nearest hospital for detoxification. The Security Bureau's Internal Affairs Department also sent people to arrest the principal who had specially recruited the human-faced spider into the school. The principal, handcuffed and dazed, seemed to have his career over. "Kid, thank you. If it weren't for you, she would probably still be hiding." Withdrawing his combat technique, Shen Sui smiled and walked to Zhang Yuan's side. "This was unintentional on my part, and I don't know why it happened." Zhang Yuan smiled and scratched his head awkwardly. He didn't know why he recognized the demon's aura, he just subconsciously disliked that smell. "Regardless, I still want to thank you. In 2 weeks, the Jiangxia Preparatory School, under the Imperial Military Industry, will be recruiting new students. I hope you and your friend will seriously consider it. This is my business card, please feel free to contact me anytime if you'd like." He handed the business card to Zhang Yuan, and also to Mu Beibing and Mo Taiping who were standing nearby. Zhang Yuan nodded and said earnestly, "Don't worry, Mr. Shen, we will definitely consider it carefully." "Okay, I won't say any more then. I just finished my professional certification, so I'm going to relax a bit. Goodbye." "Goodbye." Shen Sui didn't waste any more words and left the school with the combat team. Let's go too." Along the way, Zhang Yuan carried Mu Beibing on his back, while Mo Taiping carried the 3 people's school bags. "Why work so hard?" Zhang Yuan was furious, even though he didn't know how powerful Mu Beibing's combat skills were. However, judging from her current reaction, her combat skills have taken a heavy toll on her. "Weren't you giving me a look, signaling to let me go first? Go to hell. I told you to run faster. I'm afraid you won't be able to escape." Mu Beibing appeared dazed, likely due to the after effects of using Nightmare Descent. The two chatted back and forth, while Mo Taiping clicked his tongue and subconsciously moved to the side. "I'm fine, you can trust me. I don't want anything to happen to you." Zhang Yuan was taken aback, unsure of what to say, and could only awkwardly offer her words of comfort. He, I won't do it again, don't be angry." Cough cough cough. Zhang Yuan coughed awkwardly a few times, probably because Mu Beibing was not quite in her right mind. Given her usual aloof personality, how could she possibly act coquettishly with Zhang Yuan? As the group walked out of the school gate, they found their parents waiting anxiously at the entrance. When Mu Beibing's parents saw their daughter being carried by Zhang Yuan, they rushed forward and took her off Zhang Yuan's back. You. The Mu family was far wealthier than the Zhang family, so Mu Beibing's mother always looked down on the Zhang family. "Can you please stay away from my daughter from now on? She'll never have a good time if you're around. You little rascal, always bothering my daughter. Didn't your parents teach you any self-respect? You ill-mannered brat. All right. Stop talking." Mu's mother was acting like a madwoman, almost slapping Zhang Yuan across the face. Mu's father walked over to Zhang Yuan and patted him on the shoulder. "What happened yesterday, young man? I admire your courage, but I'm certain you can't provide a good life for my daughter." Chapter 4. "Uncle, actually it's me. You don't need to say anything more. I know my daughter well. I hope your relationship can remain just that of classmates. Anything more is best left alone. Mu's mother spoke harshly and sarcastically, while Mu's father spoke objectively. Zhang Yuan did not refute him, but simply looked at the street where his mother was riding her tricycle toward the school. My mother has come to pick me up. Uncle and aunt, please take good care of Bai Bing. With things having come to this point, there was no point in saying anything more. Zhang Yuan glanced at Mu Beibing, and after confirming that she was just asleep, he turned and ran towards his mother. Uncle and aunt, did you know? Yuanzi has awakened an SS-level talent. In the future, at the very least, he will be a brigadier general in the Qin army. Don't you think what you just said was ridiculous? 30 years east of the river, 30 years west of the river, never underestimate a young person's potential. Mo Taiping shook his head, handed Mu Beibing's school bag to them, and helplessly turned and left amidst the astonished gazes of Mu's parents. Him? What did he just say? He said that little thug awakened an SS-level talent. On the way home, Zhang Yuan helped his mother push the tricycle, while his mother, Lu Gyun, continued to sell the snacks on the vehicle. She didn't ask, and Zhang Yuan didn't say much either. However, Zhang Yuan knew that when he saw his mother's trembling hands, all his emotions needed no embellishment. Zhang Yuan silently pushed the cart, walking slowly ahead. Spicy hot pot is ready. Fresh spicy hot pot is ready. Lu Gyun's voice was a little hoarse. In the dead of winter, she was only wearing a tattered cotton-padded coat. Finally, the spicy stew sold out. Back in the dilapidated house, Zhang Yuan went to the table and wiped his father's portrait with a towel. Today marks the 100th day since my father passed away. Yuan, today I... Lu Gyun wanted to explain to her son why she didn't attend the job transfer ceremony. She was afraid that she would look too shabby and embarrass her son at school. Also, she saved up money for several months and went to a second-hand store today to buy her son a second-hand coat. I know, Mom, it's okay, haha. Zhang Yuan looked at his father's portrait. If it weren't for his father's sudden accident, his mother might be in a better situation now. Mom went to the factory today to check on your dad's compensation payment. They said it's still going through the process. If the factory hadn't refused to pay, his father's surgery wouldn't have been delayed, and if it weren't for the need to pay for his father's surgery, Zhang Yuan wouldn't have had to borrow money from loan sharks. But the factory is dragging its feet on compensation, and loan sharks are pressing for repayment. Yesterday, Zhang Yuan got into a fight with the debt collectors. Even though his mother had already started making repayments, they suddenly raised the interest rate. These weren't the saddest things. What saddened Zhang Yuan the most was that his father was gone, even though they had spent money on him. Lu Gyun took the coat out of the closet. It was a classic style, and the quality was not bad, at least it didn't look particularly old. It's getting cold, Mom bought you a coat. Try it on and see if it fits. Mom, with our family's current situation, why are you buying me a coat? Zhang Yuan was stunned for a moment. He didn't know what to say, he just felt a little bitter. I'm healthy and young, so I can withstand the cold. But Mom, she's out there every day, why doesn't she buy herself a thicker cotton-padded coat? Mom is getting old, she only needs one piece of clothing. You're still young, you should dress nicely. Zhang Yuan took the coat and put it on. The coat was a bit too big and didn't fit properly. You've gotten a little chubby. It's all right, I'll still be growing in a couple of years, then it'll be the right size. Thank you, Mom. Zhang Yuan took off his coat and put it aside, then smiled, wanting to tell his mother about activating his SS-level talent. But before he could even speak, the front door was kicked open with a loud bang. Lu Gyun, what's wrong? I heard from my buddies that you have some opinions about interest rates. 6 or 7 burly men with shaved heads and tattoos of dragons and tigers entered through the door. The one in the lead was surnamed Wu and named Wu Dai. He was the one who lent money to Zhang Yuan's family at exorbitant interest rates. Wu Dai, what exactly do you mean? We're still paying back the money, so why is the interest constantly increasing? It was clearly stated in the contract. Shut up. You little BD, are you trying to reason with me? A contract? I said the price went up, so it went up. If you think it's too high, then don't lend it to me in the first place. Listen to me. I'm telling you, in this place, my rules are the only rules. Either you pay back the money obediently, or I'll bury you and your mother alive. Wu Dai. Do you really think you can control everything? That's right, I'm the one who rules here. Whether you agree or not, you have to agree today. Brothers, give him a good beating and teach him a lesson. Yes. Brother Wu, the child is young and impulsive, please don't be angry. The interest rate is really too high. Please, could you lower it a little? Lu Gyun held onto Zhang Yuan's arm tightly, afraid that her son would be taken advantage of in front of so many people. She is unaware that Zhang Yuan has already unlocked his SS-level talent and has been courted by the military. She simply knew all too well how much power this seemingly ragtag bunch of scum possessed here. Your compensation payment hasn't come through yet, right? Don't worry, pay it back slowly. You can pay the interest first, we can talk about the principal later. The principal was only 50,000, but with the interest you mentioned, I'd have to pay back over 500,000. Bang! Wu De seemed to have grown impatient with what he was hearing, and kicked the table where the portrait was placed. The portrait of Zhang Yuan's father was smashed on the ground. Zhang Yuan was stunned, and his eyes began to redden. Wu De, with a cigarette dangling from his lips, stepped on the portrait of the deceased. Ha! I told you, my rules are rules, and if you... Yet... Zhang Yuan suddenly laughed. He raised his head and looked at the arrogant Wu De. Starting from his eyes, ghostly flames instantly enveloped his entire body. You. Wu De was terrified. He stared at the boy in front of him, who had turned into a skull with flames burning on his forehead, and stood frozen in fear. You really enjoy signing contracts, don't you? Okay, let's sign one together. Zhang Yuan grabbed Wu De and unleashed 2 streams of flame from his eyes, burning Wu De to ashes. By the time his men realized what was happening, Wu De had already turned into a pile of ashes. The system for eliminating evildoers has been activated. Wu De, the person to be eliminated, has been received. He is guilty of intentional assault, malicious debt collection, and gang-related crimes, and will be sentenced to be burned alive. The host is being searched. Several individuals around you have been identified as needing to be eliminated. Please eliminate them as soon as possible. The Underworld Punishment Factory urgently needs a large number of people to fill its positions, operating 24/7. Villain Cleanup System. Chapter 5. Zhang Yuan had never heard of anyone who would have a system appear after activating professional certification. However, Zhang Yuan couldn't think about that right now. He had a fire burning inside him that he wanted to vent completely. Bang bang bang! Gunshots rang out, and someone tremblingly pulled out a pistol. Every shot landed on Zhang Yuan's chest, but unfortunately, they had no effect. The Hellfire leather armor has extremely high defensive capabilities, how could it possibly be penetrated by a pistol? Zhang Yuan smiled slightly, her bony jawline moving up and down. The ghostly aura dispersed, and the small house was filled with a terrifying, hellish atmosphere reminiscent of the underworld. The soul-locking chains shot out, binding all the remaining people to them. Then, under the Netherflame, everyone, like Wu De, turned into ashes on the ground. Lu Gyun was stunned, she didn't know what to say for a moment. But she now knows very well that the career her son has started today might be a little unusual. Mom, we can't live like this forever, we can't keep living like this. After retracting the netherworld flame, Zhang Yuanbian returned to his previous youthful appearance. However, on the soul-locking chain he was carrying, several tiny human heads appeared. Son, you. Those who achieve great things must be ruthless in heart and steady in hand. I don't want our family to live like this anymore. Let's start with these bastards today. Mom, take this business card. 3 hours later, call him and tell him to come to the security bureau to see me. Yuan, you. Mom, I told you, I'm going to do something big. Today, I'll use them to test my courage. He knew where their stronghold was, and today he would raze it to the ground. He believed that Shen Sui would help him resolve everything. In the eyes of the boy, he had experienced vicissitudes and hardships. Therefore, he knew very well that even if he did that, there wouldn't be any trouble. Just as they wouldn't cause any trouble even if they came to bully me. In life, you still need to have leverage. For the Qin dynasty, Zhang Yuan himself was the bargaining chip. After saying this, the boy turned and left. Lu Gyun wanted to stop him, but didn't know what to say in response. She could only clutch the business card tightly in her hand, remembering what her son had just said. Brother, I was wrong, please forgive me. In a warehouse near the south gate of Guangling, a man knelt on the ground, where bloodstains were everywhere. One corpse after another was piled up on the chopping board in the middle, like discarded goods. The man was terrified, he knelt on the ground and kept kowtowing to them. But you have to pay back the money you borrow, right? His pleas for mercy were not met with sympathy, but with a heavy kick to the head from a leather boot. I've already paid back the principal and interest, almost 3 times the amount. What more do you want from me? 3 times? Do you think 3 times is enough? I don't think it's enough. He scratched his crotch, stepped on the man's face with his leather boot, squatted down, pried open the man's mouth, and flicked his cigarette ash. Cough 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 cough. Your daughter, I've already sold her to the human demon realm. Hee, I'll sell her when I've made enough money, never mind, I'll just keep making money. You bunch of beasts. What you're doing is no different from what bandits do. What's the difference between you and bandits? The man knew what the human demon realm was like, and he knew very well how his daughter would be humiliated there. He didn't even dare to think about it, not even a little bit. A gang? Gangs are illegal, okay? Us? We're legal, aren't we? He looked around and was met with a chorus of agreeing laughter. Boss, news came from the underground hospital, a match has been found. Okay, take it away. Yes. He stood up and watched the man being led away. This deal should net at least several 100,000 in profit. That's great, this year's performance will definitely be higher than last year's. Just as he was calculating his performance, before he could even react, the warehouse door was kicked open. A man engulfed in flames stood at the warehouse entrance. What is this? The other underlings were also seeing this scene for the first time. Some were stunned, some were in a daze, and the slightly smarter ones quietly slipped out the back door. You need to stand trial. The Netherflame altered Zhang Yuan's voice, making it sound very weathered to his ears. He smiled, drew his pistol from its holster, aimed it at Zhang Yuan, and pulled the trigger. Smash 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 smash. 6 bullets hit Zhang Yuan, but he didn't react at all. He paused for a moment, then turned and ran. I told you. You will be put on trial. The soul-locking chains shot out and bound him to his body. With a slight pull, Zhang Yuan dragged him in front of him. You. Do you know who I am? Me. The flames, though intensely hot, did not cause him any harm. He naively believed that perhaps the threat could be reversed. I'm Brother Lei. Do you believe me or not? Smack. Without saying a word, Zhang Yuan slapped him across the face with tremendous force, stunning him completely. I'm asking you. Who's your boss? Lei Ji was indeed a tyrant, but that was in relation to the Zhang Yuan of the past. Zhang Yuan was very perceptive, he knew that someone like Brother Lei was nothing more than a puppet pushed to the forefront. The real manipulator is actually hiding behind the scenes. Ha, kid, you want to know who's behind me? It took Lei Ji about 2 minutes to recover from the slap. Upon hearing Zhang Yuan's question, he realized he was still somewhat useful, and couldn't help but start plotting again while speaking. Sizzle. Ah. Zhang Yuan wanted to hear the truth and didn't want to waste any more words with him, so he directly used the netherworld flame to burn away a vital part of his lower body. The intense pain caused him to convulse, and he cried out "ah" several times, his face pale. He stared at Zhang Yuan with fear in his eyes, the pain was almost driving him to lose his mind. Could it be that we went too far? Seeing Lei Ji's pained expression, Zhang Yuan secretly wondered, he won't just die from the pain, will he? Detecting the host's need for soul searching, automatically activating soul searching mode. Buzz. 2 streams of ghostly flame shot out from Zhang Yuan's eyes and pierced directly into Lei Ji's brain. At this moment, the Netherflame began to unleash its true power, and in less than 10 seconds, Lei Ji was burned to ashes. The information Zhang Yuan needed from his memories was also transmitted into Zhang Yuan's mind as he turned to ashes. Oh, it was them. The Feng family of Nangwen is one of the most prominent families in the entire Guangling city. The area where Zhang Yuan's family lived was entirely within the Feng family's sphere of influence, encompassing everything from clothing and food to housing, transportation, birth, aging, illness, and death. Moreover, Feng Tiankai, the third son of the Feng family, is the deputy director of the Legislative Yuan office in Nangwen. It can be said that the Feng family operates on both legal and illegal fronts, making them a formidable local power in Guangling City. Zhang Yuan wasn't surprised, after all, someone who dared to do this must have a powerful backer. However, he temporarily abandoned the idea of uprooting them completely. After all, the power behind the Feng family was deeply entrenched, and it would be difficult to clean them up thoroughly without some planning. Puff 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 puff. The remaining underlings, all those officially certified by the system, were burned to ashes by Zhang Yuan. Before long, a dozen or so small human heads appeared on the soul-locking chain. Congratulations, host, you have acquired a squad of eliminated personnel. Please wait for the Underworld HR to contact you. Big brother. I just came to join in the fun. Please spare me. Chapter 6. Zhang Yuan remained silent. According to the system's prompts, this man could at most be considered an accomplice about to join the gang. He's not a bad person, but he's about to, or rather, wants to become one. Call. A flame shot to his side, circled his body once, and disappeared on his back. The burning sensation was so close, he was panting heavily, as if he were truly awaiting judgment. If you commit any evil deeds in the future, that flame will be the weapon that takes your life. I won't dare again, I'll never dare again, hero. If I do anything bad again, I'll be your grandson. Roll. Yes, yes, yes. Relieved, the man hurriedly ran away. Once the man was out of sight, Zhang Yuan suddenly collapsed to the ground, and the nether flame on his body receded back into his body. Zhang Yuan's face was pale. The large-scale use of the netherworld flame had exceeded his body's limits. Waves of nausea, intense dizziness, and trembling hands made Zhang Yuan try his best to wake himself up quickly. After a while, Zhang Yuan finally felt a little better. He stood up, walked to a painting of a woman draped in a thin veil, and took it down from the wall. Behind the painting was a wall-mounted safe. Following the information he obtained from Brother Lei, Zhang Yuan entered the safe's combination. Click, ding. With a ding, the safe was opened by Zhang Yuan. The safe contained many things: contracts, cash, 2 or 3 USB drives, and most importantly, dozens of signed ES. Zhang Yuan put the USB drive in his pocket, then took out several bottles of high-proof whiskey from the warehouse. He poured whiskey onto the IOU, then, fighting off the dizziness, ignited it with ghostly flames. Pfft! All the ES were burned to ashes before Zhang Yuan's eyes. Zhang Yuan looked at the flames before him, his heart calm. He firmly believed that everything he had done was. Yes. Stop. Don't move. Hands up. Not long after, the man who had escaped presumably called the police. Security bureau agents swarmed in, brandishing various firearms, and forcibly pinned Zhang Yuan to the ground. Cold handcuffs were on Zhang Yuan's wrists, and a black cloth covered Zhang Yuan's head. The agents dragged him into the car, and before he could even sit down properly, Zhang Yuan was given a sedative injection. The drug took effect quickly, and his head lolled to the side as he fell into a deep sleep. Ah! In the security bureau's detention cell, when Zhang Yuan woke up again, he felt a piercing pain in his waist and ribs. Speak! Did you kill those people? Seeing that Zhang Yuan had woken up, the detective loosened his tie and held up a stack of photos one by one in front of Zhang Yuan. Zhang Yuan forced himself to open his eyes despite the pain, only to find that the photos in his hand were not of the thugs he had burned to death. The photos showed corpses covered in horrific wounds, and Zhang Yuan had probably never seen any of them before. No. It wasn't me. Who else could it be but you? As expected, the detective kicked Zhang Yuan in the abdomen before Zhang Yuan could finish speaking. Young man, don't be stubborn. You have to tell the truth. There's no room for lying here. The one who hit Zhang Yuan was a thin-faced detective, while the one who tried to persuade Zhang Yuan was a round-faced, seemingly kind-looking middle-aged man. Kid, this isn't the first time you've been arrested, is it? The files are full of your fighting records. Tell me, how could you not have killed that person? Seeing that Zhang Yuan still didn't react, the skinny man took a pair of wooden clips from the side and tied both ends to Zhang Yuan's calves. Ah! The skinny man gritted his teeth and twisted it forcefully in the middle. It was an indescribable pain, like dozens of knives simultaneously hacking at the bone. Young man, admit it. A real man takes responsibility for his actions. Besides, if you cooperate honestly, I can help you get leniency, and you won't have to be executed. You're still young, you have plenty of time. You'll be out in a few years. The fat man shook his head, and the thin man loosened his grip, easing his tension slightly. Zhang Yuan shook his head, remaining silent. No matter what the fat man said, he only said one thing. I didn't do it. Oh my, you're pretty tough, aren't you? You really don't know what's good for you. After talking for a long time, the fat man realized he still couldn't persuade Zhang Yuan, so he gave the thin man a wink. The skinny man understood immediately and punched Zhang Yuan in the waist again. Stubborn. Let's see how long you can keep up this stubbornness. Zhang Yuan remained silent, because he knew that anything he said now would be wrong. He could only pin his hopes on his mother calling Shen Sui, hoping that Shen Sui would come to his aid soon. At that moment, he realized he was still too young, and placing his hopes on others made him feel very uncomfortable. Let him go. I said I'm taking him away. Do you understand? Representative Shen, what you're doing isn't in accordance with the rules. Please calm down, and I'll go and ask around for you. Rules? What rules? Tell me, are your rules more important, or is SS rank more important? Shen Sui, dressed in military uniform, pushed aside the detective blocking his way and kicked open the door to the detention cell. You? Who are you? The skinny man froze for a moment, instinctively reaching for his gun, but before he could even pull it out, 2 soldiers behind Shen Sui pinned him against the wall. Let's talk this out. We're all in the same department, why make such a fuss? Get out of my way. Shen Sui was too lazy to waste words with the fat man, so he simply pushed him away and quickly walked to Zhang Yuan's side, putting him down from the air. Representative Shen, this case is very serious. Could you perhaps give us a little more time? Time? Ha! Do you think our military doesn't know where that is? Trying to find a scapegoat? You'd better open your eyes wider. Representative Shen, what do you mean by that? Are you questioning the impartiality of the Security Bureau's investigations? What do you think? The head of the Security Bureau remained silent, he knew he couldn't stop Shen Sui today. Shen Sui didn't say much. He put Zhang Yuan's arm on his shoulder and helped him slowly walk out of the detention room. Young man, I didn't expect we'd meet again so soon. Thank you, thank you. If you've got guts, don't say anything yet. Let's talk about it at the hospital. As they approached the door, some agents tried to surround and stop them. But when they saw their superior wave his hand behind them, put away his weapons, and make way for Shen Sui, Zhang Yuan walked towards Shen Sui's car with his head down. When he got close to the car, he slowly looked back. The fat man and the thin man were standing in the crowd. Their faces were deeply etched in Zhang Yuan's heart. Wu Jiang and Zhang Yun, who were dismissed, were convicted of bribery, abuse of power, and violating the law, and their crimes were increased by 3 degrees. The system's voice echoed in Zhang Yuan's ears. Zhang Yuan lowered his head and sat in the back seat of the car. Let's go to the Dakan Jiangxia Army Hospital. Yes. Chapter 7. Can it hold on? On the way to Jiangxia Army Hospital, Zhang Yuan kept clutching his stomach, cold sweat dripping down his forehead. Shen Sui was a little worried, after all, in his eyes Zhang Yuan was just a child. It's all right, don't worry. Zhang Yuan smiled, trying to appear relaxed. You're incredibly audacious. Do you know why the Security Bureau hasn't shut down that place, even though it's been there for so long? In this world, there are dark places, and in some places, you can't simply shine sunlight into the filth just because you want justice. In Shen Sui's view, Zhang Yuan's actions had undoubtedly put him in an extremely dangerous situation. I've heard about your family's situation. There are actually many ways to handle it, you didn't need to go to such extremes. Representative Shen, if you don't mind, I'll call you Brother Shen. Brother Shen, what do you think is the most important thing we need to fight against the gods and demons? Faced with Zhang Yuan's question, Shen Sui was taken aback. He hadn't expected Zhang Yuan to ask him such a question. He thought about it carefully, and an uncertain look appeared on his hardened face. Combat profession? Supernatural combat skills? Or? No. I think the most important thing is courage. Zhang Yuan's ribs must have been broken, he's in so much pain now that he can't even straighten his back. Even the corners of her mouth were bitten open, leaving spots of blood. Bloodlust. The answer was one that Shen Sui hadn't considered. Perhaps he had thought about it before, but for him now, it wasn't the most direct option. What do you mean? Tell me, before the first battle between humans, gods, and demons, how many people, without any superpowers, still rushed forward fearlessly? If it weren't for their lives, which bought us time, would we have been able to wait until the moment of resistance? If I chickened out, when facing these thugs today, how could I possibly have, even a shred of, drive, when I ascend Mount Undying? Shen Sui stared at the boy in surprise, and for a moment, he was deeply moved by the boy's words. In recent years, in the struggle against gods and demons, the human race has gradually adopted a defensive posture, perhaps because it has lost that fighting spirit. You're using them to test your resolve. Why not? Shen Sui was powerless to refute and could only remain silent. However, his regard for Zhang Yuan undoubtedly grew even stronger. Putting aside talent, just this fighting spirit and fearlessness in the face of threats will undoubtedly lead to great achievements in the future. Those who draw their swords against the weak may seem strong, but they are still inherently weak. Those who wield their blades against the strong may be physically weak, but they are by no means ordinary. Zhang Yuan, I've already made a copy of your file. I still hope you can take the Imperial Military Industry exam. The Imperial Military Industry needs people like you. Zhang Yuan shook his head. While parents are alive, one should not travel far, especially since, now it's just, my mother alone. This refusal was his way of testing Shen Sui's attitude. Shen Sui patted Zhang Yuan on the shoulder, offering words of comfort. I already know about your family's situation. Don't worry, as long as you are willing to take the Imperial Military Industry exam. The military will handle things at your father's factory, and they will also provide a special allowance for your mother's living expenses. As long as you are willing to serve the Qin military, they will solve all your family's problems. If, the Feng family, takes revenge on my mother. Zhang Yuan was relatively satisfied with this answer, but the pain was getting more and more severe, and he even started to gasp for breath. No, Guangling City is under my jurisdiction. I assure you, with my military honor, that your mother will absolutely live a good life. The people of Qin need you, Zhang Yuan. Really, a true man should not waste his abilities. Even after Shen Sui finished speaking, Zhang Yuan still didn't give a direct answer. Before they knew it, the car had arrived at the army hospital. The doctor took Zhang Yuan to a ward, and after emergency treatment, Zhang Yuan's pain was finally relieved. Ding! System notification, you have a new order from the underworld that needs to be replied to. After having his wounds treated, thankfully no bones were broken. Within 4 drip in place, Zhang Yuan lay in the hospital bed when the system's voice sounded in his ear. Immediately afterwards, a 3D interactive pop-up appeared out of thin air in front of Zhang Yuan's eyes. In the pop-up window, an HR person named Manager Hu, from the underworld's Great Wind Punishment Weaving Factory, sent Zhang Yuan an invitation to claim the position. Dear Mr. Zhang, after seeing the information you sent regarding the individuals to be removed from our factory, we highly approve of their personal qualities and request that they be rehomed to our factory for sewing machine work. Each person will be paid 5 ghost coins. If you agree, please click the confirm button. Is 5 ghost coins considered the market price? Zhang Yuan naturally had to be careful and thorough when he received the first invitation. Upon hearing Zhang Yuan's question, the system pondered for a moment, then replied to Zhang Yuan, leaving aside the cost of their training, it's about the same. What can I use that ghost money for? You can use it to exchange for medicines or various items in the system shop. Can I take a look at what's in the store first? That won't work. You need to complete your first order before you can activate the online store feature. Then tell me, if I wait a little longer, will someone offer a higher price? The system never expected that Zhang Yuan was such a money grubber, and it was probably the first time it had ever faced such a problem. It paused for a long while before slowly saying, generally, the second bidder will not offer a higher price than the first bidder. Even the factory management in the underworld has price regulations. Underworld laws forbid malicious competition and price gouging. I see. Okay, I'll confirm one order first. Since the system had said so, Zhang Yuan stopped worrying about it. After clicking the confirm button, the thugs that Zhang Yuan had killed quickly reappeared before him. They wailed pitifully, and even tried to scratch Zhang Yuan. But even a single glance from Zhang Yuan was enough to scare them into freezing place. After about several tens of seconds, space tore open out of thin air, and a group of tall warriors with bull-headed and horse-faced appearances emerged. They grabbed Wuda and Lei Ji like chicks and dragged them into the space in a swarm. The rift closed, and everything returned to normal. The sound of the ghost money arriving in his account reached Zhang Yuan's ears. You have received 100 ghost coins in your account. Please check your account. 100 ghost money. Zhang Yuan really didn't expect that he would actually earn 100 ghost coins. System, can the online store function be opened now? Please wait a moment, we are activating the online store feature for you. Chapter 8. Soon, the online store interface appeared before Zhang Yuan's eyes. The items in the shop are basically divided into 3 categories: weapon enhancement items, medicine items, and cultivation techniques items. Weapon enhancements are self-explanatory, most of the formations sold in the game can be attached to weapons. For example, the thunderous might at the front can be combined with the soul-locking chain. In this way, in addition to the original Netherflame, a layer of lightning attribute can be added. However, the price of 3,000 ghost coins made Zhang Yuan hesitate at this moment. 3,000 ghost coins? How many bastards would I have to send to the underworld to get that back? There's no need to look at weapon enhancement items for now, and as for medicine, there aren't many individual items, but there is one that has caught Zhang Yuan's eye. Enhancement pills can enhance the user's physical functions and extend the duration of their special abilities. The effects of the strengthening pill are exactly what Zhang Yuan needs right now. If one can use their superpowers for a longer period of time, their future security will be greater. Without a second thought, Zhang Yuan clicked to buy. The price of one enhancement pill was 20 ghost coins. Although he wanted to buy it, the price still made Zhang Yuan feel a bit of a pinch. It's excellent value for money, absolutely excellent value for money, don't worry about the price, don't worry about the price. After comforting himself for a moment, Zhang Yuan continued reading. In the cultivation techniques category, there were only 2 items available. The Heavenly Sun technique is a marvel of internal energy transformation. Those who master it can split mountains and cleave seas, its power is boundless. The 3000 stellar transformations transforms the power of the stars, possessing extremely strong defensive capabilities. Those who master it to the highest level are bound to the stars by life, becoming immortal and indestructible. A 1+1 package. Purchase both the Heavenly Sun technique and the 3000 star transformations together and receive a 30% discount. If the buyer lacks sufficient underworld currency, installment payments are available, with monthly installments of 50 underworld currency. Including interest, the repayment period is only 100 years. A 100-year repayment period? My goodness! Just from the descriptions, Zhang Yuan wanted both the Heavenly Sun technique and the 3000 star transformations. A significant increase in attack power, practically an unkillable cockroach, an immortal. Just hearing about this ability makes Zhang Yuan's mouth water. However, each installment costs 50 ghost coins, and the repayment period is 100 years. There was no other way, Zhang Yuan was simply terrified of the high-interest loans he had encountered before. System suggestion, we recommend you choose the 1+1 package. Just as Zhang Yuan was hesitating, the system offered its advice again. Why? Think about it carefully. Although you need to repay the loan for 100 years, to ensure you can repay on time, the system will definitely guarantee that you will live well for the next 100 years. We won't kill the goose that lays the golden eggs, please rest assured. Think about it. Think carefully, isn't this a different kind of security guarantee for you? As a qualified salesperson, your sales pitch must resonate with the customer's mind. Admittedly, Zhang Yuan was somewhat persuaded. Seeing that Zhang Yuan was still a little hesitant, the system administered another strong dose of medicine. Think about it again. One scoundrel costs 5 ghost money. There are only 10 scoundrels a month anyway. These days, where can't you gather 10 bad guys? Think about it again. Once you go to the human demon realm and climb Mount Undying, your strength will increase, and killing a god or demon will be a piece of cake. I'll let you in on some news, each of these gods and demons will cost nearly 400 or 500. By then, with your income, do you think you'd still care about a mere $50? If you lack strength and die on the way, what use are all those ghost money you've accumulated? Isn't the worst thing in life to die before you've spent all your money? What you said seems to make sense. Admittedly, Zhang Yuan was now completely persuaded. He hesitated for a moment, but still couldn't make up his mind. With the deal about to be finalized, the system gritted its teeth and uttered another harsh remark. If you're truly determined to do this, I'll give you a huge discount, 10 enhancement pills to improve your physical condition first. What do you say? Deal, that's settled. Having said that, Zhang Yuan said no more and agreed to the system's suggestion. After all, these days, having real ability is what truly matters. Seeing that Zhang Yuan agreed, the system stopped arguing and directly presented Zhang Yuan with a piece of parchment. As long as you sign the underworld contract, the Heavenly Sun technique, the 3000 star transformations, and 10 enhancement pills will be delivered to you as quickly as possible. Picking up the contract, Zhang Yuan glanced at it. The contract was short, consisting of only 3 sentences. Those who sign this contract will dedicate their entire lives to the cause of justice in the world. Those who sign this contract must never act out of favoritism or abuse of power. If they do so for personal gain, their punishment will be 3 times greater, and they will be punished in the underworld for 300 years. Those who sign the contract, your soul has already made a deal with the underworld. How do I sign? The contract was very formal, but Zhang Yuan still decided to sign it. It's very simple. Below, where you need to sign, bite your middle finger and use the blood to sign your name in the blank space. Without hesitation, Zhang Yuan bit his middle finger, and then neatly signed his name in the blank space below. After the name was signed, the parchment emitted a faint red glow, and then, as if by some inexplicable connection, it linked Zhang Yuan and the contract together. Congratulations! You have obtained the Heavenly Sun technique and the 3000 star transformations. The enhancement pill will be delivered to you in half an hour. Please check your mail. A flood of information rushed into Zhang Yuan's mind. After struggling to sort it out for a long time, he finally managed to make some sense of it. The Heavenly Sun Technique, Volume 1, the chapter on chasing the Sunday. The 3000 Star Transformations, Volume 1, the 9 Luminaries chapter. 2 meridian diagrams with different circulation routes flowed from Zhang Yuan's mind to his entire body. Zhang Yuan closed his eyes, and the sunlight shining in from the window was now transformed into energy, flowing into the meridians of the Heavenly Sun technique. A sea of consciousness begins to appear in the Danshan. Energy flows through the meridians and eventually resides entirely in the sea of consciousness. This is actually quite scientific. One day you can cultivate, and the other day you can cultivate, so there's no conflict in terms of time. Of course, our system operates with a focus on being conscientious, responsible, safe, and reliable. Even the smallest problems will be resolved before you even notice them. That's good, but what should I call you from now on? I can't keep calling you system, can I? Whatever, a name is just a label. You can give me one. As long as it's not too silly or too difficult to pronounce, and you find it comfortable to say and I find it pleasing to the ear, it's fine. Zhang Yuan thought for a moment, then said directly to the system, then I'll call you Wukong. Why this name? I like watching a Huxia Odyssey. Forward. Chapter 9. Since Zhang Yuan had already said so, the system naturally had no way to refute him. The name was thus decided. About half an hour later, a man dressed in a white coat, who looked like a doctor, knocked on the door. Knock knock knock, knock knock knock. Enter. The man walked in from outside, his face pale, his eyes vacant, and he was carrying a yellow cloth-like package in his hand. He emanated an indescribable odor, a smell like the putrid smell of someone who has been dead for a long time and has been dug up from the ground. Huangchuan Express, they dare to deliver anything. Your package is here, please sign for it. The package was handed to Zhang Yuan. If Zhang Yuan wasn't mistaken, it should contain enhancement pills. The man wrote his name in the blank space on the delivery slip, took the slip, and then slowly left the ward. Is this guy also one of the villains who got purged? There are many more positions needed now, not just sewing machine operators. Wukong seemed unsurprised by this, and Zhang Yuan only made a few remarks. How should I take the enhancement pill? How else can you take it? Just eat it. You can take it now. There's no set course of treatment, like how many pills to take at a time. Or maybe we can choose an auspicious time so I can get my body in order. Have you been watching too many movies and reading too many novels? Are you trying to overdo it here? No need for all that trouble. Just close your eyes, shove the pill in your mouth, and you're good to go. What physical reactions will I experience after eating it? What other reaction could there be? It's just a normal reaction. Alright, since you've put it that way, I'll try one now. Zhang Yuan carefully opened the yellow cloth, revealing a small, brown gourd inside. He unscrewed the stopper on the small gourd, leaned closer to smell it, and a refreshing medicinal fragrance wafted out. It smells quite nice. Of course. As one of the best in the system, I, Wukong, have rigorously and meticulously controlled every item listed in the store. Just eat it, you absolutely won't get sick. Pour the strengthening pill out of the gourd, it appears as a small to medium-sized black pill. Close your eyes, put the pill in your mouth, and tilt your head back. Zhang Yuan swallowed the pill directly into his stomach. Hey, I mean, something doesn't feel right here. As soon as the pill entered his stomach, Zhang Yuan felt a surge of intense heat emanating from his abdomen and spreading throughout his entire body. Initially, this feeling was an extremely warm and cozy one. It felt very comfortable, and a sense of power emanated from within, making Zhang Yuan feel full of energy and vitality. However, the comfortable period did not last long. Soon, my stomach suddenly became very painful. It's like getting a really bad stomach upset in the middle of summer. Suppressing the pain in his stomach, Zhang Yuan strode into the toilet, and then began a flurry of activity with his lower body. Did you give me laundry medicine? Diarrhea itself isn't life-threatening, but severe diarrhea is definitely not good. The churning in his stomach caused Zhang Yuan such pain that his eyes rolled back. In ancient times, Guan Yu endured bone-scraping surgery with composure, remaining calm and collected even while laughing and joking. You can't bear such a little pain. Wukong most likely knew that the enhancement pill would have such side effects. But it just won't tell you, it's just playing, it just won't tell you. If Wukong weren't currently in a physical form and not appearing in front of him, he would definitely have slapped him twice. This isn't just ordinary diarrhea. This is like my intestines are about to come out. Fortunately, after half an hour of relentless bombardment, Zhang Yuan's stomach finally calmed down. After flushing the toilet, Zhang Yuan leaned against the wall as she emerged from the bathroom and slowly lay down on the hospital bed. That warm, powerful feeling surged into Zhang Yuan's body once more, and he began to feel lightheaded again. How do you feel now? I must say, it really does feel a bit lightheaded. Of course, strengthening the first step in strengthening is to cleanse the body of impurities. After clearing away the impurities, the strengthening pill will enhance the resilience of your meridians and increase the toughness of your muscles and bones. Feeling the power within his body, Zhang Yuan knew that Wukong was not lying about this. Ring ring, ring ring. The phone rang from Zhang Yuan's pocket. He took it out and saw that it was Uncle Hu, a colleague from his father's factory, calling him. Hello? Uncle Hu? Little Yuanzi? Where are you right now? I'm outside. You'd better come to your dad's factory right now. Your mom came to ask for money, but the factory security guards beat her up. What did you say? Upon hearing this news, Zhang Yuan's head buzzed, and he felt dizzy. A murderous intent emanated from the depths of his heart. Uncle Hu, please take care of my mother for a while. I'll be there soon. Okay. I'll keep watch for you for now, come over quickly. After hanging up the phone, Zhang Yuan jumped out of bed, changed into his own clothes, and prepared to head to the factory. Hey? Zhang Yuan, where are you going? At that moment, Zhang Yuan ran into Shen Sui at the ward door, who had just finished completing his hospital admission procedures. Seeing Zhang Yuan rushing out in a hurry, Shen Sui quickly grabbed him and asked why. Brother Shen, my mother has been beaten. These words were spoken by Zhang Yuan through gritted teeth. His hands were trembling, and his whole body was shaking. Upon hearing this, Shen Sui didn't ask any further questions and simply said to Zhang Yuan, "Don't worry, I'll go with you to take a look now." On the way, Zhang Yuan felt not only angry, but also very strange. Why did my mother suddenly want to go to the factory to ask for money? Didn't I tell her before that I must go with her when she goes to the factory again? What he didn't know was that after he went out to seek revenge, his mother, Lu Gyun, was completely panicked. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? By the time she realized what was happening and ran out to stop Zhang Yuan, he had already vanished. Her thinking was simple: if her son was arrested by the security bureau, she would definitely need a large sum of cash to bribe officials. She didn't know the identity of the person her son had asked her to call. When Shen Sui answered the phone, he only said that he would handle it. Over time, this middle-aged woman, who hadn't attended school for very long, began to have extreme views. All she could think of, and all she could do, was to help her child as much as she could within the limits of her understanding. So she went to the factory, wanting to get her husband's compensation money. Chapter 10. Gyun, listen to Brother Hu's advice, go home first. They're not going to give you the money today. Brother Hu. I understand what you mean, but my son urgently needs the money, and I really have no other choice. Lu Gyun shook her head. She naturally understood what he meant. She knew that getting the money back today wouldn't be easy. Even though it's not easy, she's determined to do it. Seeing that he couldn't persuade her, he had no choice but to lead her to the factory's conference room. Standing at the conference room door, Lu Gyun heard laughter and cheerful conversation inside. The atmosphere was very harmonious. But when she pushed open the door and went in, everyone fell silent. Their eyes were all fixed on Lu Gyun, filled with dissatisfaction and contempt. Although they haven't said a word, you can clearly feel it from the atmosphere alone. They were disgusted by her arrival. Lu Gyun, what brings you here again? In the center of the conference room was a very large table, and the factory manager sat at the very center of the east end of the table. He looked quite old, perhaps because of his large beer belly and the fact that his face looked aged from drinking too much. He took a cigarette from the pack in front of him, and just as he put it in his mouth, his subordinate sitting next to him immediately lit it for him with great tact. Factory manager, when will my husband Lao Jiang's compensation payment come through? Lu Gyun strained to lift her head and delivered the prepared speech. Her halting and stammering speech drew a chorus of mockery from the others in the room. Money, money, money. All you ever do is ask for money. Are you desperate for money? Exactly, exactly. He has no idea how much loss it has caused everyone by causing internal restructuring at the factory just because of her husband. Someone like that has the nerve to ask for money? Haha, there are all kinds of people these days. Lu Gyun stood there, looking small in their eyes. They stood with their arms crossed, thinking themselves superior and looking very tall and imposing. Your matter is still under investigation at the factory. Once the factory leaders reach a consensus and the investigation is complete, we will naturally inform you. The factory manager flicked his cigarette ash and casually tucked the bag beside him under his arm. With a cigarette dangling from his left hand and a water glass in his right, he stood up, ready to leave. No, factory director, so much time has passed. You keep saying you'll research it, but when will you finally figure it out? My son took out a mountain of high-interest loans to save his father, and now debt collectors come to our door every day. Our family is really struggling to make ends meet. If you don't give me an answer today, I definitely won't let you leave." Lu Gyun stepped forward and grabbed the factory manager's arm. All that research and discussion was just an excuse. "Lu Gyun, what are you doing? Throwing a tantrum, is this it? Open your dog eyes and look around, is this the place for you to throw a tantrum?" Startled by the shout, Lu Gyun instinctively took the opportunity to shake off Lu Gyun's arm. "Let me tell you straight, you're not getting the money. Forget about it. You want compensation? Dream on. You've caused me so much loss, and you still want me to give you money? Grandma. You're blind. You're being unreasonable. I. Lu Gyun wanted to argue again, but the factory director slapped her across the face. "Old woman, I'm telling you one more time, this is my territory. If you dare to cause trouble again, I won't be polite." Broke in. Uncle who had been peeking from the doorway, witnessed the slap and had no choice but to immediately call Zhang Yuan. You are so despicable. You will be punished." The others in the meeting room started trying to drag Lu Gyun out, and she was dragged along the floor all the way from the meeting room to the door. Then, like a bag of trash, it was carelessly tossed onto the steps outside the door. Immorality? Retribution? You tell me, what is retribution? The factory manager, a cigarette dangling from his lips, strode out of the room with his toes pointed outwards. "I haven't finished the cigarette yet, this good cigarette is best avoided." "What are you doing?" Just then, a boy squeezed through the crowd of onlookers and darted out from the throng. However, he was not Zhang Yuan, but Zhang Yuan's good friend, Mo Taiping. After returning home and putting down his school bag, Mo Taiping planned to go to Zhang Yuan's house to play with Zhang Yuan. He knew about Zhang Yuan's family situation, but he believed that things would definitely get better for Zhang Yuan once he got a good job. When he arrived at Zhang Yuan's house and knocked on the door, he found that Zhang Yuan was not home. After asking his neighbor, Mo Taiping learned that Zhang Yuan's mother had gone to the factory to ask for money. Moreover, he learned from the neighbors that loan sharks had just come to Zhang Yuan's door demanding money back. On second thought, Mo Taiping realized this was no simple matter, and he instinctively rushed towards the factory. "Where did this little brat come from? Get out of here! I will not allow you to treat my brother's mother like this. Go to hell! Mind your own business!" Smack! Compared to Zhang Yuan, Mo Taiping was still just a child who hadn't experienced much of the world, and his speech was inevitably naive and innocent. Although he has unlocked his special abilities and been certified as a combat professional, his subconscious combat awareness is still very weak. So, even though he fought back, after a few rounds, Mo Taiping was still pinned to the ground by the security guards and given a brutal beating. "Beat them! Beat them! Did you see that? Daring to cause trouble in the factory, this is what happens." Lu Gyun wanted to step forward to protect Mo Taiping, but she was outnumbered and outmatched. All she could do was share some of the blows falling on Mo Taiping. "FK your mother!" At that moment, at the factory gate, a heavy military off-road vehicle crashed through the guardrail. At the same time, a troop carrier followed behind. After the vehicle came to a stop, a long line of armed soldiers got out. At the same time, Zhang Yuan flung open the car door and jumped out of the SUV. As the Netherflame surged forth, the Ghost Rider's menacing aura instantly subdued everyone present. "Zhang Yuan! Calm down!" Realizing that Zhang Yuan might go berserk at any moment, Shen Sui immediately activated the Tiger Warriors and grabbed Zhang Yuan's arm. Instantly, the Netherflame blazed fiercely on Shen Sui's body. Even a level 31 combat class like Shen Sui couldn't help but take the damage from the Netherflame seriously. "Go to hell! Zhang Yuan completely ignored Shen Sui's attempt to stop him and instead threw out the soul-locking chains. The soul-locking chain, infused with netherworld flames, hurtled straight towards the factory manager. The manager was so frightened that he froze on the spot, finally finishing the cigarette in his mouth. Yuan. No. However, Zhang Yuan never expected that the person standing in front of the factory director would be his own mother, Lu Gyun. Mom! What are you doing? Chapter 11. Zhang Yuanzhen couldn't understand why her mother was standing in front of the factory director. The soul-locking chain stopped in front of Lu Gyun, and its malevolent aura instantly dissipated. Yuan, we can't let those bastards tarnish your future. Perhaps in Lu Gyun's heart, the harm she herself suffered was not important. At least in her view, her own injury was far less important than protecting her child's future. She had begun to realize that Zhang Yuan might have a very bright future ahead of him. Unfortunately, Zhang Yuan is not yet able to understand this. He couldn't understand why his mother would still protect these blood-sucking bastards, these beasts who bullied his family. Hi! The soul-locking chain slammed heavily to the ground. Retracting the chain, Zhang Yuan left without looking back. Seeing this, Mo Taiping thought, Yuan's stubbornness has resurfaced. After telling Lu Gyun, Auntie, don't worry, I'll go and see, he chased after Zhang Yuan in the direction he had left. This time, Shen Sui did not stop Zhang Yuan. As a man, he understood Zhang Yuan's feelings. At the same time, as an elder, he understood Lu Gyun's actions even more. Those thugs from before, their criminal records, the evil they committed when Zhang Yuan rises to a higher level in the future, they can be mentioned as youthful spirit, punishing evil and promoting good. But for people like the factory director, their evil is not enough to warrant execution. If Zhang Yuan were to massacre them today, it would inevitably become a weakness they could never shake off in the future. Therefore, Shen Sui breathed a sigh of relief after seeing Zhang Yuan leave. Thank goodness we stopped them, thank goodness we stopped them. However, even though his crime didn't warrant death, Shen Sui still had other matters to attend to. Hello, Auntie, I'm Senior Zhang Yuan. I'm here today to help you resolve this matter. On the way here, Zhang Yuan had already explained the general situation to Shen Sui. Therefore, he already had a specific solution in mind. Really, sir? Thank you so much, thank you so much. The young officer in front of me had an extraordinary air about him, he was clearly a powerful person in a high position. Lu Gyun nodded quickly and thanked Shen Suxian. You're too kind. Just call me Xiao Shen. Please wait here for a moment, I'll go and help you with this. Shen Sui smiled, walked over to the factory manager, looked him up and down, and said, You're the factory manager, right? Yes, sir, I am the factory manager. How do you plan to handle the Zhang family's matter? Compensation? Don't worry, we will definitely compensate you. The factory manager wiped the sweat from his brow. Shen Sui smiled and continued, I heard your compensation is 350,000. Yes, that was the price we originally agreed on. Just talk about compensation, why are you talking about a negotiated price? Do you think 350,000 is enough for a human life? Sir, look over here. We're also a business owned by the Feng family. Our patriarch Feng has a very good relationship with your military. This amount is already quite substantial. The factory manager, trembling, tried to offer Shen Sui a cigarette, but Shen Sui smiled and slapped him across the face. Trying to intimidate me with the Feng family's influence? Is that it? Sir, even if you say so, and I do it, you can't be this insolent. Even a clay figure retains some earthiness, besides, the factory director has met high-ranking military officials from Guangling before. After the slap, the factory worker's face fell, and his words became soft yet firm. Sir, those 3 silver stars on your shoulder don't mean you can just say whatever you want. Really? Hee, okay, then I'll show you what I should say and do, alright. The factory's resistance amused Shen Sui. He took out his phone, dialed a number, said a few words, and then hung up. Then, he looked at the factory manager with a smile. The factory manager was a little unsure of Shen Sui's intentions, but since he had already made his statement, he could only put on a brave face. Pfft. About 5 minutes later, 3 cars belonging to the Commerce Department of the Legislative Council of Guangling City and 1 car from the Finance and Taxation Department, a total of 4 people, got out of the cars. The middle-aged man at the head of the group quickly ran to Shen Sui's side and whispered, "Representative Shen, the director has asked me to assist you with a case. What do you think? What is your surname?" "My surname is Zheng, and I am currently the second in command of the Finance and Taxation section of the Commerce Department." "Section Chief Zheng, as you can see, this factory's operation is highly problematic, and the consequences have already cost our victims their lives. Although the victim who lost his life was the father of a future trainee officer in our imperial military industry, in principle, our military shouldn't have interfered. However, their handling of the matter was highly problematic. During the victims' families' questioning, they even physically assaulted them. Given this situation, we had no choice but to intervene." I understand, that's understandable. So, what do you mean? You must thoroughly investigate this factory. Do not allow it to resume production until all safety hazards are eliminated, otherwise, it would be extremely irresponsible to endanger lives. According to your regulations, employees should be given holidays and their salaries should continue to be paid. Your work should not affect people's families' income. That's natural, please don't worry about that. Oh, by the way, please keep an eye on their accounts. The more perfect the accounts seem, the bigger the potential problems might be. Please rest assured, we will conduct a thorough and rigorous investigation to ensure that all issues are handled properly and completely." Section Chief Zheng. "Section Chief Zheng, you can't do this." Normally, the factory manager wouldn't be unfamiliar with Section Chief Zheng, but now, Section Chief Zheng wouldn't even glance at him, instead turning his head to listen attentively to Shen Sui's instructions. "Okay, that's all. Thank you everyone. Don't worry, we will handle this matter seriously." Shen Sui didn't say anything more, just smiled and nodded, waved his hand, and 2 of his men stepped forward, picked up the factory director, and prepared to pull him onto the troop transport vehicle. "Aren't you going to be stubborn? Let's see just how stubborn you can get later." Shen Sui pinched the factory director's big, fat head and laughed happily. However, to the factory director, that smile looked wicked no matter how he looked at it. I need to make a phone call." That's fine, but wait a minute. I'll definitely give you time to make a call later. Take it with you. Aunt Zhang, why don't I take you home first, and then I'll go find Zhang Yuan?" "Don't worry, Zhang Yuan is a fine young man." Chapter 12. Shen Sui took Lu Gyun home, and everything seemed to have been perfectly resolved. Perhaps, if he weren't the second young master of the Shen family in the capital, perhaps Shen Sui wouldn't have done this. Perhaps it is precisely because he is the second young master of the Shen family that he understands the value of SS level even more. When gentlemen befriend each other, even if their friendship begins in humble beginnings, a timely act of kindness in times of need will solidify their bond and strengthen their friendship. As for the Feng family, in the eyes of the Shen family, the Feng family is nothing. Yuanzi, wait for me. Just as Zhang Yuan was about to mount the evil spirit chariot, Mo Taiping caught up from behind. Zhang Yuan turned around and looked at Mo Taiping behind him. He wanted to say something, but he didn't know how to say it. "Taiping, today Hey, if we're brothers, stop with the nonsense. Come on. Take me for a spin on your bike. Mo Taiping still had injuries on his face, but he didn't care, the bond between brothers was undeniable. Zhang Yuan nodded. Without the Netherflame covering it, the evil spirit chariot looked no different from an ordinary heavy motorcycle. The only difference might be the silver skull on the car's dashboard. I mounted the evil chariot, my mind automatically connected with it, and with a twist of the throttle, the chariot shot off at 80 miles per hour. The two remained silent throughout the journey. The wind whipped across their faces, and the roar of the chariots resonated with their emotions. Zhang Yuan first drove to a clinic and had a doctor treat Mo Taiping's wound. Then Zhang Yuan bought 2 cases of beer and rode his bike to the bridge where the two of them used to frequent when they were children. By the river, Zhang Yuan opened a beer bottle and handed it to Mo Taiping. Your face is injured? Can you still drink? It's just a scrape on my face, not my mouth. I'm drinking with my mouth, not my face, so it doesn't matter. Zhang Yuan laughed, the two clinked their bottles together, and Zhang Yuan tilted his head back and gulped down half the bottle in one go. What's wrong? Why are you in such a hurry today? Mo Taiping put his arm around Zhang Yuan's shoulder and also downed about half a bottle in one gulp. Today, I did something. Zhang Yuan's alcohol tolerance wasn't actually very high. After half a bottle of beer, his face immediately turned red. Mo Taiping nodded, assuming Zhang Yuan was referring to the factory. He replied, what else can I say? These days, there are tons of scoundrels like the factory manager. Don't worry, if there's a problem, we'll handle it. It wasn't him, it was those debt collectors who came to my house. I killed a lot of thugs today. Zhang Yuan put down his beer and looked at Mo Taiping, a hint of emotion in his eyes. You mean? Mo Taiping finally realized what was happening, and he finally understood why Shen Sui had so solemnly stopped Zhang Yuan earlier. He also realized that just now, Zhang Yuan might have really intended to kill the factory manager. I don't think I did anything wrong. At least, for everything they did, this outcome is what they deserve. Zhang Yuan's current mood was not one of fear because of his actions, but rather, after gaining immense power, he suddenly felt a sense of blind obedience. A kind of indifference that holds the life and death of others in one's own hands. What are you worried about? As a longtime friend, Mo Taiping knew Zhang Yuan all too well. Whenever he frowns, it means he is questioning himself. I'm a little scared now. If this goes on for too long, will I completely fall into depravity? You mean? What will I do when I get used to killing? Just now, Zhang Yuan suddenly realized a problem. Although it is true that only a few bastards, or rather criminals, are needed each month to exchange for ghost money and repay the system's loans. But what if you become numb after a long period of killing? Will I become a machine that only knows how to kill? In our profession, we'll inevitably experience all of this sooner or later. Even if we don't kill bad guys, we'll still be killing gods and demons, and monsters in secret realms. You've just experienced it a little earlier, it's nothing serious. Just don't get stuck on it. If one day I turn my killing spree towards innocent people, you must stop me. Zhang Yuan raised his beer bottle, and Mo Taiping did the same, their bottles clinked together. Don't worry, if that really happens, I'll take it all back from you with my 2 big cunts. Ha ha ha. Okay. It's a deal. It's a promise. It's a deal. Zhang Yuan downed the beer in one gulp, wiped his mouth, and said to Mo Taiping, I've made up my mind. I want to go to the imperial military industry. That's right. A little military uniform and leather boots, and the atmosphere is instantly created. If it weren't for anything else, even if it were just for my mother, I had to do it. These days, you need status to survive. Don't blame me for being nosy, but do you actually like Mu babing or not? Mo Taiping suddenly mentioned something, and Zhang Yuan didn't react at first. Mu babing. That girl likes you, don't tell me you didn't notice. Mu Beibing's feelings for Zhang Yuan were actually known to many people in the class. However, due to his family background and his so-called pride, Zhang Yuan has always chosen to avoid this relationship. I know, but now is not the time to talk about love. Zhang Yuan looked at the river before him and spread his hands. What her parents said is right. Someone like me, how can I provide for her? Love is love, and life is life. Aren't you thinking a little too far ahead? Women can think more practically, but men can't, especially since I really don't want to let her down. Perhaps Zhang Yuan was right, but Mo Taiping himself wasn't sure whether Mu Beibing would keep waiting for Zhang Yuan. The two stood there, under the bridge, by the river, until dusk fell, and the river water, reflecting the sunlight, gradually turned a warm, orange hue. You two really know how to pick a spot. It took me ages to find it. The SUV stopped by the roadside, and Shen Sui got out. He had just returned to the military building and had taken care of everything. After Shen Sui mobilized his connections and had a conversation with the Feng family, the final compensation amount was agreed upon at 3.5 million Qin coins. Of course, before letting the factory manager leave, Shen Sui still gave him a good beating. The sole purpose was to ensure that Zhang Yuan's family received the compensation as quickly as possible. Even the local official has to be reprimanded if the county magistrate can find someone to deal with it. However, Shen Sui did not tell Zhang Yuan about all of this. He walked over to the two men and offered each of them a cigarette. Will you smoke? Won't. If you don't know how, learn. Once you get to the Undying Mountain, you'll realize that smoke is a good thing. Zhang Yuan and Mo Taiping clumsily lit their cigarettes, and after taking a puff, they coughed repeatedly from the smoke. Cough cough cough, cough cough cough. You're both adults now, you should understand that some things in life aren't actually like what's written in books. Shen Sui turned around and patted Zhang Yuan on the shoulder. You have a long road ahead of you. Your mother is right. Don't let those scumbags tarnish your future, understand? Brother Shen, thank you for today. Haha, you've already called me big brother, why are you saying thank you? Don't be so damn pretentious, you're a grown man. Chapter 13. But, seriously, have you really thought it through? About going to the imperial military industry? Shen Sui smoked a cigarette, his eyes fixed on Zhang Yuan and Mo Taiping. He knew Mo Taiping, he would definitely choose to go. The most important thing now is to see Zhang Yuan's attitude. Moreover, Zhang Yuan's attitude likely represents more than just himself. That S-rank mage girl seems to care a lot about Zhang Yuan's opinion. We've made up our minds, Brother Shen. We'll listen to you and join the imperial military industry. Zhang Yuan had already thought of the answer, so saying it now wasn't exactly forced. Upon hearing Zhang Yuan's reply, Shen Sui secretly breathed a sigh of relief. With talent like Zhang Yuan's, not only the military, but many other forces would also want to recruit him. You must have learned about the realm of the undead when you were in school, right? Shaking off his cigarette ash, Shen Sui felt he should now talk to them about the Undying realm. After all, what they learn in school may be very different from what they encounter in reality. Yes, I've studied some of it. Zhang Yuan glanced at Mo Taiping, who replied directly, the Undying domain consists of 3 parts, the Demon Mountain Range, the 3000 Worlds Domain Instance, and the 99-floor Secret Realm Tower. Most of the Demon Mountain Range is in our hands, while the 3000 Worlds Secret Realm dungeons are basically controlled by the gods, and the 99-level Secret Realm Tower is in the hands of the demons. The school didn't explain the realm of immortality in great detail, it can be roughly summarized into a few parts. After Mo Taiping finished speaking, Shen Sui nodded and continued, that's roughly it. Now, let me explain it to you in more detail. We have a cooperative relationship with the demons in the Demon Mountain Range. When you join the school's group to enter the Demon Mountain Range for training, remember, when choosing items, you must choose the transformation grass. Transformation grass is a specialty of humans, but humans have no use for it. However, demons need it to transform into human form. If you have enough transformation grass, you can choose one of the 5 major demon clans to be your battle partner. Although most of the demon mountain range belongs to us, the gods and demons occasionally send troops in. Remember, once you encounter them, it will be a battle to the death. Of course, we will also visit the 3000 worlds and the secret realm tower. You will find out about these things when the time comes. Next, I will talk about the composition of the major factions within the Imperial Military-Industrial Complex. Zhang Yuan was taken aback. He was surprised that Shen Sui was talking to him about this now. However, he quickly realized that this brother Shen might be a member of one of the major factions. Shen Sui had a cigarette dangling from his mouth and extended one finger from his left hand. The largest faction, the Royal Family faction, as the name suggests, consists entirely of members of the Qin dynasty's royal family. They possess more resources and more power. However, their internal hierarchy is extremely strict. Although they may accept geniuses and provide them with resources, you will always be under their control. I think you understand the specific reasons. Shen Sui threw the cigarette butt on the ground and stomped it out, then held up a second finger. Secondly, there's the generals faction. The generals and captains of the Qin army are basically all from this faction. They really like geniuses like you and are willing to invest time and effort in training you. However, the only drawback is that to obtain resources, you have to fight on the front lines, which is far more dangerous. Zhang Yuan nodded. Next, Shen Sui extended his third finger. Next is the third faction, the civil officials. They have abundant resources, but these are limited to the Qin dynasty. They can't offer much help in improving your strength. However, they control all the internal affairs of the Qin kingdom, and they also hope to have a combat-type class like yours join them. However, they value seniority, so young people who join must first be able to endure loneliness. Lowering his hand, Shen Sui shook his head. Mo Taiping hadn't yet grasped the meaning of Shen Sui's words when Zhang Yuan looked at him and asked, "Brother Shen, you must be from the general's faction, right?" "That's right, ha ha ha, you guessed it. After you go to the Imperial Military Industry, I'll be your senior." "Brother Shen, you're probably trying to recruit talent for the general's faction. I reckon your family is among the best in that faction." "Young man, you guessed quite accurately. That's right, my Shen family is the leading family among military commanders, with 5 generals and 2 character princely titles. This is the pride of the Shen Sui family, and also his inner belief." Zhang Yuan nodded, but did not continue the conversation, nor did Shen Sui. Everything seemed to have come to an end at a very opportune moment. Shen Sui doesn't need Zhang Yuan's answer right now. He believed that once Zhang Yuan joined the Imperial Military Industry, he would understand. The 3 chatted for a few more minutes before leaving the bridge. They first took Mo Taiping home. Of course, Mo Taiping was unaware that Shen Sui had already sent him 200,000 Qin coins, a Qin Empire Army warrant officer's uniform and boots, and a gold entrance medal. Shen Sui had also made arrangements for Mu Beibing's side. Shen Sui also prepared for the worst, in case, at least he still had an A-level combat profession. After dropping Mo Taiping off at home, Shen Sui continued driving, but not in the direction of Zhang Yuan's house. The car drove further and further into the city center, and finally entered a luxury residential area, stopping in front of a townhouse. "Brother Shen, what's this? It's a temporary situation, so please make do for now. This is essentially the military representative's office. Your old house is going to be demolished soon, so while you're still home, hurry up and get your aunt settled in." Perhaps this is the temperament of those in positions of power. When they want to win someone over, you can really be moved by their actions. Zhang Yuan got out of the car. He never imagined that one day he would live in such a house. He never imagined that everything would change in just one day. Perhaps this is the allure of SS rank. Without talent, nothing would have come so easily. Yuan, you're back. Lu Gyun noticed the SUV at the door, and she ran out of the house with a wide smile on her face. She never imagined that one day she would live in such a big house, and all of this was earned by her son. Old Zhang, if only you were still alive. Chapter 14. After dropping Zhang Yuan off at home, Shen Sui chatted with Lu Gyun for a few minutes, then made an excuse to say goodbye and leave. Zhang Yuan escorted him to the door and watched him leave. Lu Gyun never stopped working, she was either tidying up here or there. The house was just too big, she could never finish cleaning it, and she could never get it to her satisfaction. Zhang Yuan wanted to help her mother tidy up, but her mother stopped her. You'll be a big shot someday, you won't be doing this kind of housework. Zhang Yuan smiled, looking helplessly at his mother. No matter what, I'm still your son. Why has our relationship changed, Mom? This is making us more distant. There was nothing Lu Gyun could do but ask Zhang Yuan to help her tidy up the house. About half an hour later, just as Zhang Yuan was mopping the floor, the doorbell rang. Ring ring, ring ring. Zhang Yuan got up to open the door, but when he got there, he realized that the door was different from the one at his house. It took Zhang Yuan about 10 seconds to find the door. Upon opening the door, 2 sergeants in formal attire stood at the entrance, followed by a squad of soldiers. They saluted with their rifles, and the sergeant gave Zhang Yuan a right-hand salute before handing him the beautifully packaged military uniform, hat, and boots. This is the Imperial Military Industries entrance uniform. Please accept it, Second Lieutenant, and wear it, along with the entrance badge, to the entrance ceremony at Jiangxia Preparatory School. Zhang Yuan nodded, accepted the clothes and medal, and the 2 soldiers saluted again before turning to leave. Without a doubt, all of this was arranged by Shen Sui. However, compared to Mo Taiping's grand gestures, Shen Sui knew that Zhang Yuan's personality was likely to dislike superficiality. Despite its simplicity, the sense of ritual is still very strong. When Zhang Yuan saw 2 tall soldiers saluting him, his heart was indeed stirred. It was a powerful feeling. At that moment, he remembered the story of Fan Jin passing the imperial examination, which he had learned in his textbook. When the long-awaited glory was bestowed upon him, it's no wonder he went mad on the spot. After putting the clothes back inside, Zhang Yuan didn't immediately tell her mother. Instead, she went to the computer and logged into her contact account. As soon as I logged on, I saw a long string of messages from Mu Beibing, some expressing concern, some asking about my location, and others saying they wanted to come find me. Zhang Yuan took out his phone and discovered that it had been smashed sometime during the fall. No wonder, I didn't receive the message. After saying that he was fine, Zhang Yuan sent Mu Beibing his location, telling her where he was currently staying. She then sent a message to Mo Taiping, telling him the location of her new home. Opening the class group chat, I saw that there were already 99 plus messages, most of which were about Zhang Yuan, Mu Beibing, and the admiration for Mo Taiping. Scrolling down the chat history, Taiping started sending messages frequently, presumably indicating that she had arrived home. Mu Beibing rarely responded, most of the time, it was just a matter of someone tagging her, and she would politely reply with a few words. As for Zhang Yuan, after reading it, he immediately closed the interface. After all, the more these people respect me now, the more they looked down on me back then. Ring ring, ring ring, host, you have a new cleanup task that needs to be accepted. Wu Kong's voice rang in Zhang Yuan's ears. Immediately afterward, Zhang Yuan looked up, and a 3D stereoscopic image appeared before his eyes. Above is a wedding photo of a man and a woman, holding hands and kissing intimately. Admittedly, the woman is very beautiful, while the man is of average appearance and build, his only redeeming quality is that he seems rather kind. Taking wedding photos should be a happy occasion, but in the photos, the woman's face is tense, she doesn't smile at all, and she even seems to be deliberately avoiding the man. Zhang Yuan guessed that she probably didn't like the marriage. Mission objective: prevent the male corpse, bewitched by demonic forces, from seeking revenge, arrest Zhou Hainan, the person targeted for elimination, and her accomplice Zhao Ji. Since this is the first official mission, the system has automatically unlocked the map tracking function. If necessary, be sure to destroy the male corpse and remove the demonic energy injected into it. Task launch time, 8 p.m. tomorrow night, location, 18th floor of Guangling International Resort Hotel, Zhou Hainan and Zhao Ji's engagement ceremony. Our system? It needs to perform tasks. After reviewing the mission, Zhang Yuan inquired. Precise strikes, comprehensive targeting. After all, if you're just relying on yourself to find jerks, wouldn't it be too miserable to spend every day looking for them? As a system, Wukong is professional, it understands your needs and anticipates your concerns. Wukong's words were flawless, at least to Zhang Yuan, they were not only flawless but also somewhat touching. However, after the initial, moved/touched, I still felt something was a little off. So, tonight, I need to dispose of the male corpse, do I just burn it? Yes, that's right. However, because the male corpse was infused with demonic energy by the demon race, it might be more difficult to deal with. Zhang Yuan scratched his head, how difficult is it? Wukong hesitated for a moment, your burning might last a little longer. Zhang Yuan leaned forward, asking uncertainly, and this couple? Did they just chain themselves up, set it on fire, and that was it? 3 fingers in a circle appeared out of thin air. Wukong said, okay, it's that simple. Can I know what they did wrong? You'll figure out the specifics yourself when the time comes. Anyway, the woman in the photo is Zhou Hainan, but the man isn't Zhao Ji, and the man in the photo is now a corpse. The reason he became a male corpse is mainly related to Zhou Hainan. Zhou Hainan was the male corpse's fiancé, but also Zhao Ji's girlfriend. However, Zhao Ji usually listens to Zhou Hainan, and he also knows that Zhou Hainan is the male corpse's fiancé. In short, forget it, you'll have to figure it out yourself. I, Wukong, am just a system. Human emotions are too complex, too perverse, I just don't understand them, I just don't understand them. Anyway, they were the 2 who killed someone, right? Right. Okay, wait, this male corpse looks kind of familiar. Was he the one who persuaded someone on Guangling Financial Channel to commit suicide after being poisoned a few days ago? I don't know, I'm just a system. Anyway, just get things done, brother, and be quick about it. Wukong disappeared with the image. Zhang Yuan shook his head, thinking that the first task should be done with a little more care. He turned on his computer and typed in keywords such as Guangling, finance, and poisoning. Soon, multiple media reports appeared in front of Zhang Yuan. Chapter 15. Fan Tiangi, male, 40 years old, was the general manager of Househung Financial Company before his death. The recent downturn in the financial industry did indeed cause many wealthy individuals to accumulate massive debts overnight. As a rising star in the financial world, he was inevitably the most affected by this turmoil. Zhang Yuan scrolled down the news article, where many people were criticizing him in the comments. It's all that BD's fault. Otherwise, I wouldn't have suffered such a huge loss. You beast! You squandered our money. You deserve to die. In other words, he's dead. If he were still alive.
वीडियोस बनाने हैं, फिल्मोरा है ना?